Alexis from God Carl. Today we are going to do a water change and we are going to fill buckets up.
So this is the tanks after the water change. Tank's a little angry. They always are when the water changes, stirs everything up. So, well, how we have this set up is the water comes in through the actual overflow or from the upstairs. So we have the water for the that drains from upstairs that goes through this pipe is plumbed into that. So it actually, when we turn that pump on, which is this pump that goes to the mixing station, that comes up through here, over, say hi Lex.
Hi.
Over, and then it goes through behind the wall, and then back all the way over through here, and then gets plumbed in right there. So as soon as we turn that on, the water is getting pumped directly into that overflow. It gets mixed with the other water that's coming down that's already filling that pipe up, and it flows through this 125 gallon. The power head is right there, so it's kind of murky I know, so you can't really see it, but as you get, maybe you can see it from the backside. So right here, so it's the exact same salinity and heat, but just in case there's any kind of slight variation, it gets thoroughly mixed through there, and then when it comes in the tank, it rolls right over the power head and gets blasted through that. So yeah, it works well. We're trying out a new system. We used to do it where we pump the water into from the sump into buckets, but we're trying to do it so we don't actually have to shut the system on or off and then move back and forth. So what we're doing is, this is our valve that comes off the main pump for filling bags when we do our orders for coral. So this goes right into our sink. So we use this to do our bags, and then what we're able to do now is we just fill the buckets up with this pump. So while it's running, we fill it up, and that's the little issue with that is you have to do it at the same rate that you take it out. So I think I'm going to put a hose bib on the end of this and then run a hose so we can go faster, because it's really fast. I think, Lex, how long did that take? Like 10 minutes? You think? Yeah, it wasn't that bad. We actually could make it quicker if we actually had a hose, because doing it with the bucket, I'm only so fast with the gallon thing, taking it from there to pour it in. But I'm sure there's going to be a way. Well, we could put a flow meter on it or something and figure out a cooler way to do it, but we will eventually. But right now we're going to put a hose bib on that so we can hook a hose to it so we can fill the buckets faster, because that pumps, I think, 4,000 gallons per hour. So that will empty that 55 gallons in a hurry. So it's just trying to get them at the rate right, so it's pumping water out at the same rate as it's pumping it in, and then it'll be even quicker once we get that dialed in. But yeah, so this is how we do our water changes. We have our mixing station right here. We mix up 50 gallons, probably only once a month, right? We only do 50 gallons a month. We're not doing 50 gallons to keep nitrates down at all. We're just doing 50 gallons so you have fresh salt and everything else, because we dose and everything, and all of our numbers are on point. We don't use water changes to get our numbers right. We use water changes just to freshen up the water. Plus the other, actually we probably wouldn't even do water changes at all if it wasn't for the quarantine system. What we do with the quarantine system is it's not tied in, obviously, the main system. It just has the little filter on the back there, a heater, and then a ice cap pump that pumps it. And so what we don't filter, there's no more filtration than what's on there. So how we deal with that, instead of running a skimmer and running everything you need for the big system, is we just do 1 month water changes, and every time we do a water change we replace all the water in this tank. And that's how we keep everything clean in the quarantine system, so the water's constantly being switched over and changed in this. Now the water that comes out of the main tank gets poured into this tank, and then the old water that comes out of this tank gets thrown away. So it's constantly getting fresh water. So if there was any pest or anything in this tank, it's going to go down the drain. This water never touches that water. Otherwise it wouldn't be a quarantine system. Alright, hope this was helpful. Obviously it doesn't need to be on this scale for your guys' system, but you know, we do water changes for the quarantine system and just to keep the water fresh and everything. So our main nitrate export is right here. This is our refugium. We grow microalgae in there, and we can't keep our this is on reverse. So if you wonder why the light's on, nothing else, this is on reverse. So when this light's on, all the other tank lights are off, and vice versa. So yeah, our nitrates, here we'll show you what our nitrates are. So our nitrates are definitely not a problem. We actually need more nitrates. So but we feed a ton. Instead of keeping nitrates high, we just feed a ton. So that's how we give them the nutrients. Alright, back to it. Hey, please like and subscribe to our channel and check us out at godcoral.com, bringing God's creations to you.